I have a problem. I love comic books, can't get enough of them, but I seem to buy more than I can handle. I just end up leaving them on a chair in my room, saying, nah, I'll get to them at some point, but I don't. I just leave them in that chair. That damn comic book chair. Spider-Man, na-na-na-na-na, Spider-Man, na-na-na-na. Electric Company song I don't know and too young to remember. Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Comic Book Chair. Today we'll be looking at Spider-Man Renew Your Vows by Dan Slott with art by Adam Kubret and Scott Hanna. Okay, background before I do my review. The main Marvel continuity was destroyed by a cosmic level natural disaster. Dr. Doom absorbed all the powers of Molecule Man, became Super King Big Nuts of a patchwork Earth called Battle World, which is composed of dead remnant Marvel universes. This story takes place on that Earth. Still confused? You should be. Now to the plot. Spider-Man Renew Your Vows is a slightly out of continuity story where Peter Parker and Mary Jane are still married and have a kid, and also they're allowed to grow as characters. Also, in this story, a new supervillain called the Regent killed most of the superheroes in the world and rules New York with an iron fist. Now a retired PTSD-ridden Peter Parker and Mary Jane must protect their daughter from this brave new world order and her genetic need to use her powers in a responsible way. You know, the responsible Spider-Man way. Great power comes great responsibility. Y'all get the jokes, whatever. Moving on to characters. Should be no surprise. Peter Parker's in this book. And in this one, he's more or less the same unlucky pluck he always was. He's just a bit darker. He's filled with the weight of killing a former adversary and being a moral letdown to himself. You know, he's one of those heroes that's got that rule, don't kill. Well, he killed somebody, and now he's fucked up because of it. And on that note, you really shouldn't be the guy who threatens his family. No one should threaten Peter Parker's family in this book. You wouldn't like him when you threaten his family. Other characters, of course, is his wife, Mary Jane Parker. In this book, she is more or less relegated to the role of being Peter's wife and Annie Mae, their daughter's mother. I mean, that's it. Beyond a few genre-savvy choices and a flirtatious streak, Mary Jane just kind of takes a back seat to Peter and Annie Mae. It's a little disappointing for me, but it serves the story. If I were writing it, would I have given Mary Jane a slightly bigger part? Sure, but towards the end of the book, she definitely gets her due. I'm not going to complain. She definitely gets her due. Annie Mae Parker, that's their daughter, new character for this book. Sadly, we will never see her again. She is a bright, dutiful, and well-intentioned young girl. She has the Uncle Ben motto ingrained into her DNA, and she's also a bit more MJ than she is Peter. I'm just gonna put that out there. Sadly, the world she lives in clashes with her personality and often feels that her parents don't want her to be special, and as a child doesn't understand that the world she lives in is big and dangerous. To be fair, if this was set in the normal Marvel Comics continuity, she would be Spider-Manning the shit out of life with no drawbacks. And our final character that rounds out the main cast is the Regent. And the Regent is a giant metal black dude who does what he does for the greater good and is interesting as paint drying. He also looks like a fucking Image character circa 1996. He's even got like the Todd McFarlane eyeshadow. It's really, I don't like this character. But like, once again, he serves the purpose for the story. The story is better for having him in it. I will say that. What did I like about this story? Quite a lot, but here's just a couple big ideas. Peter will kill and violently harm his villains. Normally, I am very against things like this, but I get where Peter's coming from. You know, he lives by the code, with great power comes great responsibility. And Peter has a family now, and Peter's family's always going to be the greater responsibility. Sorry, that's how how families work. You know, Peter's gotta let the motherfuckers know. I mean, he hates doing it, and it weighs on his soul really hard. That's another aspect that I really like about this book. It takes a character who does not kill, and kills, and you see how that changes them for better or worse. Like, no one really wants to tackle that. Usually we got superheroes like the Punisher, who just kills, or we have characters like Batman and Spider-Man who just always try and find a way around it, always try to work for the greater good, no compromise to their morals. Well, Peter has to compromise now, and that was really fun to see. Annie Mae Parker is a delight, and in an ideal world, she would be a wonderful addition to the Spider-Man mythos. I am so sad that I will never see this character again. She is so fun. Like, honestly, my favorite character, honestly, I'm gonna put that out there. Annie Mae Parker, favorite character in the book. She is the best. Kind of a small detour for a shit Spider-Man rogue, but damn does the Shocker look cool in this book. That is a cool ass Shocker. The final chapter of this like story or issue, if you got the singles, it just pulls it all together. Have you ever heard of the word payoff? Because the final issue / chapter of Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, that, my friend, is what we call some fucking payoff. Good job, Dan Slott. Moving on to what I disliked, the Mary Jane and the Peter Parker they chose to use for this story is more or less the 90s interpretation, where they were living together and their lives were always up and down because Peter can't pay the light bills, Mary Jane can't find a job as an actress, despite the fact that there is a certain era of Spider-Man where he was a school chem teacher and Mary Jane was a supermodel. They had their shit together, but I get it. Peter Parker must suffer. Like, Peter Parker's gotta suffer. That's just the rules of Spider-Man. I'm gonna say it again. The Regent is a one-dimensional villain. Serves the purpose for the story, but there is nothing interesting about the Regent in any way. Design-wise, story-wise, I mean, like, once again, him being in this vehicle makes it work. Him not being there, story falls apart. You need him to be there. He still sucks. It's kind of like, you gotta have it. You gotta have it. You can't have it both ways. A slight nitpick. I will never see Annie Mae Parker in official canon. I'm gonna keep bringing this up, but that is a nitpick. A nitpick cold, hard, and true. Alright? Time for rating and recommendation. I'm going to give Spider-Man Renew Your Vows 4 out of 5 with the recommendation of a must-buy. Despite all the nitpicking in my review, the nitpicking of I will never see this child character in a book. I mean, come on. In DC Comics, Superman has a son. Why can't Spider-Man have a daughter? You know? Be cool, man. Let Spider-Man grow up. Let Spidey grow up. I need to shut up now and continue this. Anyway, I mean, this book is easy to pick apart, but it is a blast to read. And I am just an irate fanboy who wants what he wants his way. But it's still a bittersweet taste to me because I will never see Spider-Man stories like this. And the fact that this book is so good pisses me off. Still, 4 out of 5, must buy. For veteran comic book fans, you must get this on hand. And for new readers, this is out of continuity, so this is just a story you can pick up. Granted, the stuff about Doctor Doom being God may be complicated for you, but you can ignore it just as well as this book does. This book doesn't even bring up that fact till the fucking end, so that's not a problem. Thank you, fellow rejects, for watching another tale from the comic book chair. Next week? I don't know. What do you want? You know what? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. You know what? We're doing it. All new Ghost Rider. All new Ghost Rider next week. Fuck it. Keep the Marvel train coming. Alright, I'm out.